In this final clip of the series, we're going to look at a little problem that we encounter when we harmonise the 6th, the 7th and the 8th degree, or the first degree of the scale, 6, 7, 8. There they are. We're just going to add that little ending passage onto this melody. Okay, we'll start by choosing our chords, as we have done before, just using the primary chords 1, 4 and 5, and putting in root position bass notes. So we've got G there, G, D, G, C for chord 4, 5 and 1 at the end. So those chords, if I were to put those chords in, the chord symbols have 1, 5, 1, 4, 5 and 1. So that's just doing what we've done before. We might make a slight alteration here, perhaps make that 5 first inversion, just to make it a slightly smoother bass line. Okay, so all of that's working well. Then if we do use our top down method to fill out the notes of the chord. I'll do it quickly now. Then we can discover that it all works fine. Missing out the third here, of course, because I've already got it in the bass there. All works fine until here. Okay, so what is the problem here? Well, the problem is that if you actually look at the parts here, treating them as soprano, alto, tenor and bass, there's a fifth between the bass and the tenor part, and as we move to the next chord, we've still got a fifth between the bass and the tenor part, so that's parallel fifths, and in addition the alto part there has a C to C and then D to D. So if we were voicing this as a 4-part choir, then we'd end up with parallel octaves and parallel fifths. So that's a bit of a problem. The simplest solution to that is to use a different inversion of chord 5 at that point. Now the problem is you either use chord 5, making that an F sharp, but of course we've already got an F sharp in the melody, so we can't have F sharp in the bass because that's the third of the chord. We'll be doubling the third, and also that would give us parallel octaves at the end. So we can't do that. The other solution we've used in the past was changing the inversion of the first chord where we have the problem. Again, if I change that to an E, I have a problem here that we have doubling the third with the E, and also introducing parallels here. So we'd have to change the inversion of this chord. So our solution is to create other problems. So that won't work. So one way around this that composers have, one solution composers have used in the past is to use this progression up here in the top right of your screen, and that's to use 5/7. So it's chord 5 with the added 7th with the C in it, and to use it in second inversion. Chord 5 in itself in second inversion is not allowed, because as we know second inversion chords are not permitted except in particular progressions. So this chord 5 second inversion here we can't have, but what we are allowed to do is put a 7th into it, creating chord 5/7 second inversion. The figures for that are 4/4/3. That's the figure bass version of it there. So that gives us one nice tidy solution to this problem. So here it is, just so you can listen to it. Okay, that's certainly one solution. Something else, if we didn't want to do that, another way of thinking about it would be if we were imagining if I do this, take these notes out here. I'll put that one back in actually, is to think of it as the melody soprano line goes up and the bass goes up by a step, is to imagine the alto and tenor notes going in contrary motion. So not using the top-down method. So we had before, we had these notes in here moving up in parallel, but actually we could go the other way. So make this the alto note and put this D here down the octave. I'll just put it in like that as 2 note heads so you can see that that's where it's going. Moving down the octave, which then probably means we need to make an adjustment here, moving this D also down the octave like that. So that would be, in a sense, moving the alto and tenor parts in contrary motion. Now that is easier to see in 4 parts. So what I'm going to do now is just go through this and take out the notes that I've put in and insert the same notes but in four voices. So that's that. Take these ones out. I need to make all of those voice 2, and now I'll insert wrong octave. Right, there we go. Insert this part here. So just still using the top-down method, even though I'm scoring it as SA, clearly as SATB, but I'm still using the old top-down method right up to this point, and then I'm using a different scoring there. So the soprano and alto moving up, the soprano and the bass rather moving up, with the alto and the tenor moving in the opposite direction. That's quite obvious in vocal writing. You can hear that there aren't any parallels in there. So let's have a listen to this solution. In some ways this is quite nice because we get a nice spacing of the final chord with the 5th, then a 6th, and then a 6th. So it's quite nice in terms of the vertical spacing of the harmony.